Fuck around, make my 40 pop.
Alright guys, we just got some spoilers that was translated by my guy Abdul, or translated by Rocha, but Abdul put it out. This right here seems like it's going to be very, very interesting. Boruto is actually going to be utilizing his karma stone. Now, if you guys don't necessarily know, this right here is going to be a huge plot point. Boruto, the last time that he did actually activate this karma seal, and I kind of went over this in my last video, Boruto was actually taken over by Momoshiki Otsutsuki, and it wasn't necessarily only the fact that he was taken over by Momoshiki Otsutsuki. It was like the lasting effect. Momoshiki legitimately tried to actually injure some of his teammates. Of course, he essentially took out Sasuke's eye. Boruto was still very, very cognizant and felt extremely bad about what he had actually done by utilizing his karma seal. Like literally, Boruto was so afraid of his karma seal that he didn't necessarily go to sleep a couple of days after that actual battle. This is going to be the first time that he does activate his karma seal after that situation. Now, of course, I definitely do hope that they're going to actually make some mention towards Boruto actually acknowledging that, hey, he didn't necessarily want to use the karma seal, the fact that he doesn't necessarily want Momoshiki Otsutsuki to pop out again and anything like that. One of the things that we do understand is that Boruto is actually on a karma seal Percocet, so because of that, he probably does have a little bit more confidence in his karma seal. If that is the case, I really do want them to actually talk about it. Boruto episode 246 preview text via V-Jump. However, in a heartless / merciful manner, the sharp blade echoed directly through Kagura's chest. Kagura! Boruto's raging karma is activated. Alright, so this right here is going to be absolutely impeccable. A couple of reasons. Boruto in this particular situation, I think it'll probably do a couple of things. One, validate the villains. Hypothetically, if Boruto does actually use the karma seal and he still isn't necessarily as strong as a character like Funamushi, I think a lot of people are just gonna understand that Funamushi isn't necessarily like some regular fodder in a regular anime canon. I highly doubt we're gonna get to see the Jogan and the karma seal in the same exact arc. That's just my personal opinion. Obviously, it's still possible, but I doubt it's gonna be probable. It wasn't necessarily a surprise in regards to the karma seal, but because we are in the anime, we haven't necessarily seen the Jogan in a very long time, and of course this is one of the biggest anime only arcs. I thought that this right here was probably going to be the arc where we got to see the Jogan. Now, Sarada in this particular situation is going to be very interesting as well. Kagura is going to die. I don't necessarily think that is going to be a very big thing or a very big plot point of her actually seeing Kagura die, so I don't necessarily think that Shigeru unlocked off of that. However, hypothetically, if another character does die, it's going to be very interesting. And from what we did from the spoilers a couple of days ago, there's supposed to be multiple people who actually do die in this specific arc. Now, in this particular episode, episode 246, if there is another death, or if there is another death teased towards the end of 246, that's going to be something that we could potentially look forward to. Not only that, we also did see some spoiler images. These spoiler images, I don't know why, I don't know how, but these things look absolutely amazing. I definitely do have to go over the staff behind this episode, but regardless, look at this. Sarada is essentially in battle. She looks like she's extremely scuffed up, and of course she has her Sharingans activated. Her left eye is completely closed. Essentially makes us understand that Sarada is in the trenches right now. So as I said earlier, we are officially on third Tomo watch. I don't necessarily want to say for sure, but this is going to be absolutely amazing. But of course, I do have to point out the fact that we're probably going to get to see Boruto fight along with Sarada, and it's going to be absolutely amazing. I really hope the Funamushi clan actually does live up to the billing. And not only that, a couple more spoilers were actually tweeted out by Abdul. This right here essentially gives us the titles for the upcoming episodes in the Boruto arc. This might be the last episode, but I don't necessarily think, but I'm going to go over the titles and let you guys know what I think about it. So episode 249, remind you guys, the next episode that we're going to watch on Sunday is going to be episode 246. So this is going to happen in about 3 weeks and a couple of days. But episode 249, the title is going to be Buds of Hatred. Now, I personally do believe this is going to be the start of us seeing Ikada. Again, Ikada was introduced very early on in the arc. They've already established that Ikada and Boruto are going to be very good friends. Hopefully they handle this correctly, because if they do handle this correctly, it'll be a very good storyline. Of course, Ikada and Boruto, once very good friends, now turn rivals. Now, the next episode, Boruto episode 250, the title is going to be Funato's Blood. Again, my personal opinion is that this is going to be Ikada again. Ikada was said by his sister Seren to have some of the strongest Funato blood that there was. If this is the case, we're going to potentially see exactly what Ikada can actually do in this particular episode. Now, the biggest one of my personal opinion is going to be this one right here, Boruto episode 251. Both of their resolution. Boruto and Ikada, best friends but on two separate sides of the coin. I've always thought one of the last fights is probably going to be Boruto versus Ikada, and Ikada was already hyped up as being one of the strongest people in the Funatsu clan, or having the strongest Funatsu blood. So quote unquote, both of their resolution, it makes it sound like, hey, it's Ikada's resolution versus Boruto's resolution. What are they going to decide to do? Are they going to decide to fight each other or not? I kind of expected it to actually be a fight in this particular episode, Boruto versus Ikada, and it might turn out like the Kagura situation. If you guys do recall, the last time that Boruto had a mission in the Hidden Mist Village, Boruto actually fought against Kagura. The fight wasn't necessarily too long. Boruto took a page out of Naruto's book, started to use some of the talk no jutsu, and actually talked Kagura down to actually join his side. I think that's probably going to be what happens here, but I definitely do believe the fight that Ikada and Boruto is probably going to have, it's going to be absolutely elite. I definitely do want to see exactly who's going to be animating this episode, man, because it could possibly be crazy. Like, let's be honest, we already have the barrier of entry of Boruto's Karma Seal, so he's probably going to be able to use it versus a character like Ikada, or versus a character like the Funatsu clan leader, or whoever he's going to fight in the future in the main battle. Not only that, but also Ikada's abilities that we've never really seen before. It's probably going to look absolutely amazing, and hopefully it actually does. There are other characters here as well. We do have to take into account, hey, there could possibly be some assistance from a character like Sarada. And as I said earlier, we're on third Tomo watch. This could potentially happen in this particular episode right here, episode 251, when Boruto fights one of the strongest characters, Ikada. I don't know. Again, it might just be me, but I really like this arc. I know a lot of you guys think it's like a little bit of a bore, but I definitely do want to know what you guys think about these spoilers in the comment section below, and the confirmation of Boruto actually activating his Karma Seal in this particular arc. But it's been your boy Baara B, and we out.
It's a knife.